Coming up on today's show, China dominates the electric vehicle world. Elon Musk promises that you'll soon be able to tell your Model 3 to do virtually anything with just your voice alone, and why using an orange to trick Tesla's Autopilot software is something that you really shouldn't do. These stories and more coming next on 10. I'm back from CES. I hope you didn't miss me too much, and thank you for all being so understanding with the lower than usual output of content of late. We captured around 2 terabytes of footage from CES last week, so it's taking a while to get through it all. And yes, the Nissan Leaf review is still on its way. I haven't forgotten. It's been known for some time now that China is now the world's largest auto market, with recently released figures showing the nation experienced a total 3% growth in vehicle sales in 2017 compared to 2016. But while China's vehicle market is still growing, when many other markets around the world are either shrinking or stagnating, it turns out that China's electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid sales for 2017 were a massive 53% more than they were during 2016. The majority of those so-called new energy vehicles, 652,000 out of 777,000 in total, were battery electric rather than plug-in hybrids. Sure, EV sales are still just 2.9% in total for new car sales in China, but that's far higher than the 1.1% for the US, and a far higher volume because China's a larger market, and that should mean lower EV prices for everyone thanks to the economies of scale. Just ahead of this week's Detroit Auto Show, General Motors' Cruise division unveiled its latest generation autonomous test vehicle based on the Chevrolet Bolt EV. But while previous versions have looked reasonably similar to GM's popular plug-in hatchback, this latest version is missing a very important standard fit item, the driver's seat. And by that I don't mean the vehicle doesn't have a driver's seat, it doesn't have a steering wheel or pedals, just 2 front passenger seats. What's more, GM seems confident that we could see this Level 5 autonomous vehicle being tested on the public roads by next year, and it's already submitted paperwork to prove to regulators that this vehicle is ready for the challenges of completely hands-free operation. Wow! For as long as I can remember, Italian supercar manufacturer Ferrari has been extremely dismissive of electric vehicles, choosing instead to focus on doing everything it possibly can to extend the lifespan of the internal combustion engine. This week, however, Ferrari CEO Sergio Marchionne confirmed in Detroit that Ferrari was bringing an electric supercar to market that will compete against Tesla's next-generation Roadster. He also said that Ferrari's first SUV will hit the market by 2020, adding that it would be the fastest on the market. It's not clear if that vehicle will be electric. I think he was talking about 2 different vehicles, but I guess Ferrari is very keen to not let Tesla get the glory, right? With more and more Tesla Model 3 deliveries happening across the US, including the first configuration spaces opening up for East Coast customers, many customers and fans are now turning their attention to Tesla's famous over-the-air software updates, questioning what features Tesla has planned for their cars in future years. And so, in responding to a customer who complained that most Model 3 features currently require screen input, Musk promised that there's a software update coming down the pipe in the not-too-distant future that will let Model 3 owners do pretty much anything via voice command, negating the distraction that occurs when you have to turn your attention to that massive touchscreen display. There's no word on how soon is, but I'll keep you posted as this one develops. As electric cars have occupied an ever-increasingly important role in the automotive industry, we've started to see more and more automakers branch out into the grid storage and grid-tied energy products, with Tesla, Nissan, Renault, Mercedes-Benz and BMW all offering either commercial products or pilot projects. Well, now we can add Audi to that list, courtesy of the Audi Smart Energy Network, a new pilot project in the Ingolstadt and Zurich regions that tie photovoltaic solar systems with stationary storage batteries, smart grid technology, and electric cars. The goal? To develop a system that lets users manage their own energy harvested from their roof to charge their cars while helping stabilize the local grid. Audi says the system forms a virtual power plant and should help reduce local grid demands and CO2 to boot. I can't complain with that now, can you? I rarely cover pickup trucks on this show, despite loving them, because they traditionally, with a few exceptions, don't fall into the cleaner, greener, safer, smarter mantra of this show. However, this week in Detroit, Chevrolet unveiled the all-new 2019 Silverado, a pickup truck which GM says has been designed with a range of powertrain choices in mind. While GM remains quite coy on the subject, one GM executive told Green Car Reports that there's nothing that doesn't fit into the new platform for the new Silverado, acknowledging that includes everything from mild hybrids to plug-in hybrids, BEVs, and hydrogen fuel cells. Sure, some may be disappointed that there's no official commitment yet, but I'm starting to suspect that GM knows something that it's not sharing yet. A company that's talking a little more openly about its plug-in vehicle plans, in fact, it seems to be talking a little too much and not acting enough, is Volkswagen, which confirmed this week at the Detroit Auto Show that it intends to build its all-new long-range electric SUV for the US market at its Chattanooga production facility. The vehicle, which will make use of Volkswagen's modular electric toolkit, is expected to pack long-range capabilities with all-wheel drive and next-generation CCS quick charging. But with the car itself not due to launch for another 2 years, you're gonna have to wait for more information because Volkswagen is being traditionally thin on details. Staying on the subject of promises, Ford used the Detroit Auto Show to yet again ramp up its goals for electric vehicle offerings, promising to accelerate its development of smart vehicles and services, as well as reiterating its commitment to bringing 40 new electrified vehicles to market by 2022, of which 16 will be battery electric models. The rest will likely be a mixture of hydrogen, plug-in hybrid, hybrid and mild hybrid models. But with 4 years left before its target for the global market, it's fair to say that Ford is working very hard behind the scenes to work on some plug-in variants of its popular global models. And that, I think, probably means electric SUVs, a full-size sedan or two, a commercial van, pickup truck, and maybe an electrified city car. I'm guessing, of course, but what do you think? Analysts have long questioned how profitable electric cars are in the real world, especially with companies like Tesla still yet to make any kind of meaningful profit. Of course, the key to profitability often lies in economies of scale, where development costs can be spread out far more thinly than they can with smaller volume products. And, says GM, it believes it will be at that point in just 3 years' time, thanks in part to the success of its Chevrolet Bolt EV. Speaking in Detroit, GM CEO Mary Barra says the Bolt's warm reception by customers and industry experts has spurred the company to accelerate its electric vehicle plans, and as such will be making money on each and every EV. That's the Bolt plus 2 brand new models it sells by 2021. Yes, some may still hate GM, but it does appear to be steering its production plans ever closer to an electric future. The Boring Company, Elon Musk's most recent transportation-themed startup, spent quite a lot of time last year selling some 50,000 logoed hats to eager Boring Company fans. And now the company has written to 10 of those hat customers, completely at random we're told, to offer them a chance to tour the first section of the Boring Company tunnel under LA and, if they're really good, get a chance to drive the Boring Company's famous boring machine. Given those lucky 10 will be piloting a positively massive piece of machinery capable of gouging a hole in the earth, I don't think it's going to be boring at all. So here's to the lucky 10, and I look forward to hearing or reading about your exploits in the near future. Alongside all other car companies at Detroit eagerly promising big things for the electric vehicle world, BMW used the famous auto show to announce that its 2021 iNEXT EV, one of many new all-electric models to launch in the coming few years, will feature a range of up to 435 miles per charge. That range, which I presume is based on the European test cycle, would place the iNEXT squarely within Tesla's territory, with Level 3 autonomous driving capabilities at launch and upgradability to Level 4 autonomy a year later. It's designed to cross-shop against the Tesla Model Y, supposedly, a car which hasn't even yet been revealed, so there's certainly an interesting fight squaring up in the luxury car marketplace. Bollinger, the startup behind the rugged, go-anywhere, do-anything all-electric B1 SUV, started its life in New York State, but this week it announced its official move to Detroit, where it hopes to immerse itself into Motor City life and bring the B1 to market as quickly as possible. While it's not a requirement that automakers base themselves out of Detroit, doing so should give Bollinger a much easier time when it comes to prototyping, production and building its first vehicle, not to mention to help it put the motor into Motor City. Sorry, I couldn't resist. For some time, Norway has been known for its drive towards zero-emission mobility, enjoying the highest electric vehicle adoption rate per capita of any country in the world. And now, with more than half of new cars sold in the nation being electric, it seems Norway is turning its attention to the skies instead. Yep, that's right. Avinor, Norway's airport operator, has called for all of the country's short-haul operators, operating flights less than 90 minutes in length, to be flying electric airplanes by 2040. Planning to launch its own commercial route with a 19-seat electric plane in 2025, Avinor is confident that the future for short-haul lies in electric aviation, and I, for one, can't wait to give it a go. So I'm hoping they save me a seat. And finally, when Tesla first launched its Autopilot Level 3 autonomous driving system, it didn't require a driver to hold onto the steering wheel, as many other systems do. But in order to guard against abuse and people doing some really crazy and illegal things with their cars, Tesla rolled out an update that requires you to keep your hands on the wheel or the system will eventually notice and shut down. Well, this week, one Tesla owner decided it would be a good thing to upload a video online showing how you can fool the Tesla sensors into thinking your hands are on the wheel with an orange. No, I'm not going to show you the video here because frankly it's dangerous. Oranges are for eating, not for hacking the safety protocol of your car's driver assistance package. Enough said. That's it for today. I'll be back next week with more cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation news. So in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Consider supporting the show through Patreon, and if you're so inclined, send us your Bitcoins at the address in the description below. As always, thanks for watching. See you next week. And as always, keep evolving.